Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, but what if tomorrow and the days leading up to the end of the year aren't happy ones? Amber Withrow, therapist at Milan Christian Counseling, joins us with some ways to deal with less than happy holidays. Good morning, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, great to be here.
So let's first of all talk about why sometimes the holidays can be sad for folks. There are a lot of factors that play into that.
So many factors, and I think this year seems unique. Typically, I hear so much more about the kind of standard holiday cheer, but this year I'm hearing a little bit more about some depression, tension, lack of motivation, sadness, and noticing some influences. Of course, here we are in sort of an extension of 2020 of still having some COVID-related issues, right? Of some of the discussions of vaccinated, unvaccinated, currently dealing with it, having been exposed. I think there's issues like loss. So often holidays can bring us reminders of recent loss, but also reminders of the people that we have lost before.
Right.
I think there too are disconnections, whether it's physical distance, communication, the not feeling maybe as emotionally close, being more aware of different opinions. And then I think this year more facing some financial stresses. And then, of course, so many other reasons that might influence those harder feelings during this holiday season.
Yeah, so there's a lot that could contribute to those feelings of maybe I'm not as joyous as I normally am, especially around the holidays. So we don't want that for people. We want people to enjoy this holiday season. So what are some things that they can do to turn that around?
Well, as always, I think identifying your feelings is so often that first step. When we name that feeling that we're experiencing, it helps us with being able to process and helps with being able then to assess what are the influences of why I'm feeling this way, of finding that personal reason of why you're feeling this personal way. I think considering then adjusting expectations, whether it's for yourself, for others, for your finances, maybe even helping with creating some boundaries on things to discuss or not discuss. For me, I'm a very rainbow and butterfly person. I think there are always opportunities to find the positives, especially no matter how difficult things are, we can find reasons to be grateful. Maybe it's even really small things, but no matter what, our brain and body love to find those positives. And perhaps that means finding new traditions that are perhaps more motivating or more inspiring. But hopefully too, with that assessment, maybe finding new ways to connect, new traditions, maybe finding new people to celebrate and interact with. I know my friends, we love things like Friendsgiving and Friends Easter and being able to connect. And that includes being able to be thankful for specific supports that are in your life.
Right, so you just have to reframe that thinking. You know, when you start to go down a dark path, stop and think, remember the things that you are thankful for, the blessings in your life, reframe that thinking. And I like how you mentioned find new ways to connect with people, because that connection can really help us turn things around. So new traditions, just getting out and doing things with our loved ones are great ways to do that. And of course we always want to tell people that if they do need some additional support to seek that out.
That's exactly right. Of seeing if some of these feelings are extending longer, if even through that assessment, through that reframing, you come up with maybe some issues that you haven't dealt with. What a better time than the holidays and the new year to work on some of that self-care and perhaps even healing in different relationships, so you can get to those positives and that hope.
Well, great advice this morning. As we know, people probably are feeling a little down right now, even though it is supposed to be a happy time of year. So we want to give them some strategies to help turn things around. Amber, thank you so much for joining us this morning.